Hey everybody, how's it going? Today I got a story some of you might be able to relate to. It's about the Duct Cleaning Company. Now, I'm pretty sure you know which one I'm talking about. We've all gotten those calls out of nowhere, and they don't stop. Well, my story's about that, and it spans about 5 years. So, I'm going to get into it right now. So, about 5 years ago, that duct cleaning company started calling me out of nowhere. And it's definitely cold calling because I never give my number out to anybody. I told them I don't need your services because I live in an apartment and I don't have a duct cleaning. And even if I did, my property owner would handle it, not me. So far seems logical, yes? You call, I say I can't use your services. You say thank you, have a nice day. Well, no. Because the calls kept coming in, despite me telling them over and over, I live in an apartment and I don't have a duct system. Stop calling. For about 5 years this went on. Yes, I can be a very patient person when I need to be. Now remember, this went on for 5 years. So about 2 years ago now, I got fed up and got really mad with the person that called me. I screamed at them. I called them a jackass. I told them that they were a joke and basically just shit all over this person. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't regret it. I constantly told them that I can't use their services, to stop calling me. So I did ask nicely for the first 5 years. But after the call, sitting in my chair, all of a sudden I could hear my mom's voice in my head, saying the same thing she would tell me when I was a kid and I would lose my shit. Jay, we don't get mad. We get even. Now I know what it sounds like, and I want to make something very clear. At no point ever did either of my parents tell me to go out of my way to hurt someone or even wish that someone would get hurt. They always actively discouraged that. My mom would tell me, be careful what you wish for, because it comes back tenfold. So, sitting there, contemplating my options, I came up with a plan. Being completely fed up at this point. First, I came up with a real sounding name, like just some random name. Second, I looked up a fake address, remembering to get myself a valid postal code, because sometimes companies use those for crew allocation, so it just adds to the story. Then I waited. I only had to wait about a day or two before I got my chance. Me letting it ring a few times, I answer, hello. And that person goes through their entire speech and give little attention indicators like, okay, that sounds great, and or really, when they say something that's a little more concerning or fear-mongering. They still always say, we have a crew in your area tomorrow. What time works for you? Gotta close that deal. So I say, tomorrow works for me. I'll be home all day. He says, okay, how about 3 o'clock? Me, I told him to come to the back door, or if you're going to use the front door, that you have to knock on the front door really, really hard, because I work in the basement and sometimes I don't hear my front door. And yes, I did do this. I did this to that poor duct cleaning worker. Really, it wasn't his fault. But I felt like I had no other options. I had exhausted every avenue to get them to listen. I tried to get my number off their system. I called I got redirected to 3 different departments, and every time they would say, okay, it's done. But it never was. So I get a call about 10 minutes past whatever hour it was I had told him. I think it was 3 o'clock. And he says, I can't seem to find the number on any of these houses. None of these houses seem to have any numbers. Me, I have to think on my toes at this point because I don't know the area that I've sent this person to. Say, oh, that's because there's a numbering problem in the neighborhood right now. Turns out someone back in the day messed everything up and caused a bunch of the houses to be misnumbered, and no one decided to fix it until now. Do you see the house with the green door? Guy says, yes. I say, go around to the back and knock on the back door. The worker says, okay. So he does, and about 2 minutes later, I get a call back. A worker, some lady just screamed at me and told me to get off her property. You said the green door, right? And at this point, I couldn't do it anymore to this poor guy. Really, it wasn't his fault, like I said before. So I told him the truth, that I didn't live there. In fact, I didn't even live in the same province that he was in. But your sales guys kept calling me, despite me telling them that I don't want your services and that I can't even use them. This was the only way to make my point. So we end the call, and about 5 minutes later, this guy's boss calls me, asks me what happened, tells what his worker told him, and I confirm every single word. Asks me why I would do this. I told him I had enough of his company calling me for the last 5 years, harassing me to clean a duct system that I don't even have. No matter how many times I called, I said the exact same words, they just kept calling. And I would continue to do so every single time his company calls me. I will not stop. And there's nothing you can do about it. I don't know. Anyways. Then I said, don't like it, don't care. Channeling a little bit of my dad, ready to get into it with him. There's a small pause. Then he threw me for a loop. He apologized for his sales department and said that he will personally take my number out of the system and reprimand the salesperson. I told him, I don't care what you do, but for your company's sake, stop calling me. And then I said goodbye and hung up. I got one more call from them, but after about 30 seconds into their speech, the phone went silent. And then they hung up, and I never got a call back again. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but it seems to have worked. The only fallout was some guy got yelled at by some lady, and then he moved on to his next job. Well, that's my story, and like I said, it seems to have worked to this day. Maybe it can work for you. If they're going to call you, well, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Well, thanks for listening to my story, and if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If not, give it a thumbs down. Leave a comment. I would appreciate any of it. Till next time, talk to you later. Bye.